what I remember
I
reading.
think so too.
That's when they started like really running into it. And I've been asking before and about our unfunded liabilities, and we've been on top of that, so we also have that covered, I think, compared to those other agencies that are running into the payroll problems.
We
So,
can incorporate that, yes.
I think we seem to be doing better, but we should always be aware of that and not get into a situation where we're either not paying people's retirements or we're spending most of our money on payroll and all that other stuff. I did have, not gonna use that word.
One more question?
Mr. Robertson, our computer system, is our servers upstairs?
Yeah, we have our secured room upstairs where we maintain our records, and the computer tower with the server is in that.
It's air conditioned, that stuff, right?
Yeah, it has a cooler in there.
Okay, because I know.
It's very own.
I know that a lot of those servers, we don't do that, they tend to fry up within a couple of years, and then you'll be spending a few $1,000s more on that.
And we had an issue, especially in the summer months in the past, so a cooler was purchased and placed in there, so that room is cooled as its own cooler.
Okay. Thank you.
Great place to hang out.
My dad likes to hang out at the schools. Server room.
Do you have any additional board comments?
The only comment I had was for the fire budget. It's, you guys are for revenue, 416, and expenditure, 415. So you guys are cutting it like pretty close.
Yes, and where that comes in is, when we budgeted for the staffing and the coverage, we don't foresee using all that staffing, for the coverage. And we were trying to account for all of it, but we'll have our reserve, and then, there'll be money left at the end. We don't wanna go over. And, we're probably gonna go somewhere around 50% if we were to use it on a regular basis, but the additional funds that were left after the budget were done were primarily in the stipends, because we can't predict how many calls we're gonna go on or how many's gonna respond.
Yeah.
So we put the funds in there, and I don't anticipate using them. Past history has shown that we're running about 54% right now for the year on this budget. But if for some reason, we have a lot of calls and a lot of response, I don't wanna come up short. So those, when we had our income side of it, and then when we budgeted, we put the remainder in there.
Any other board comments?
I think this budget's better than any other budget I've seen from this district in a long time. I think it shows the hard work that this staff has done as far as not only going through an indecipherable maze of financial nightmare, but also making sure that we're getting value for our money. And I commend staff for getting this together in a timely manner, bringing it to us before the fiscal year is up, so we can make some decisions.
Anything that you have concern about, or should we have a motion to approve the budget as it is?
I would motion to approve it as it is.
Is that a motion?
Carry motion in a second.
Yeah,
Did I have a second at the same time?
motion to approve budget as
Very balanced.
written.
Yes.
Okay. Director Pavloks,
Yes.
Director Calvins,
Yes.
Director Parent,
Yes.
Director Sangster.
Yes.
Passes 4-0, 1 absent.
Also, I'd like to say that, like last year, this next year, we will be bringing back the mid-year for mid-year review, and any adjustments need to be made so that we don't go too far without revisiting all the objection units.
It's appreciated.
We look forward to your continued success. Thanks again.
We'll move on to staff reports.
Yes.
No sheriff. Board of supervisors, no. County planning or public works, no. San Miguel advisory council, No. Camp Roberts.
They weren't able to make it.
Okay.
So we'll move to district staff.
Point of order, you have to, I think you have to ask a public comment on
Oh,
those items.
my apologies.
Mhm.
Is there any public comment on the non-district reports? No. Is there any board comment? No. Okay. We'll move on to district staff and committee reports.
Okay, I'll start off here. First of all, on the non-district reports, we don't typically get the, participation from them. If there's anything you guys see throughout the month and you'd like to address an issue, I know, law enforcement, there's issues that people wanted to discuss frequently, and I can reach out to them and request that they show up if that's so desired.
I would like to see the sheriff and or CHP,
Okay.
Every so often it'd be nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do reach out to him, but
maybe quarterly.
if he did, they would probably.
Well, I mean, specifically, if you have an issue, and then there's been some issues around, it would be nice to have them come here and address.
Seen a lot of hovering helicopters lately.
Yeah.
Pretty low on the deck, like
I
treetop.
wasn't worried about till the jet fighter went over, but.
Something about,
I can tell you what they're doing.
fires being started in the town.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and I'll get to that in the fire report.
Perfect.
So, under personnel, the district met with our representative group, SMEA, San Miguel Employees Association, and the districts have met with them on 2 meetings and had discussion, and they've drafted some things that they'd like to address, and we'll be bringing that to the board in the future. Our utility work, Matt Stiles, in the past, I told you last month that he achieved his distribution 1 test and received his certification, and now he is also taking his test for his water treatment 1, and he's waiting for the results on that.
His treatment 2, actually.
Is it treatment 2?
Yeah, he took his T2.
Okay.
Skip the 1.
He skipped the 1. Oh, okay. Someone said 1, so I wrote it down. Anyways, I just would like to really tell him good job and let everybody know, he's putting very, very strong effort forward. Under financials, again, we presented a public hearing this evening, based on, 2019-2020 budget for your consideration. Thank you for that. Board members, you guys will need to change your 1099s into W-2s, because board members are considered employees based on district's insurance, and it's typical with all districts that board members are W-2, not 1099.
You called around.
Do we have a bargaining group?
That's pretty funny.
The request for the proposal RFP seeking the contract services for financial audit went out, and to this date, moving to 4 inquiries. I've responded to 4 people that had a list of questions for us, and they're due by May 31st. And then it'll close, and then we'll review what we received.
Did you do any sourcing prior to releasing the RFP? In other words, contacting companies in the industry or business prior to putting it out?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
They sent out about, I think, 30 different, and I put it on Clearinghouse for CSDA, our website, and sent it out to the construction places, but individuals within, sent about to 30.
When does it close?
The May 31st.
4 o'clock.
So
Come hang
4
out.
o'clock, May
If
31st.
I can make a suggestion, to sometimes elicit a better response, if you reach out to the same people you did your sourcing with in the beginning, let them know it closes in 7 days, they will be more likely to respond.
Nice.
Okay, thank you.
I can do that.
The investment policy will be coming back to you in June. It typically is reviewed, regardless if there's changes or not, every year when we adopt a new budget, so it'll be in the June agenda. Information was requested to be put on the agenda about the landscaping by Director Calvins. It'll be in our action item number 7, and Director Parent requested some additional information, which we did send out to you. If you don't have it, I think we can provide it to you, based on past usage and quantities. We got quotes for translation services. We have the entire fire code, which was 66 pages. We got 3 quotes. One of them was $1,835. Clip front translations wanted $17.50 a page. Elite Translingo wanted $1,975. And considering that, we still have the sewer code and the solid waste code and
Yeah, that was the water.
probably a couple of, that was just the water code for that $1,975 for the translation.
Can you aggregate it and get a bulk discount?
We can check on that, we did not, but we're gonna have several different ones that would need it.
Can you check the language departments at Cal Poly and see if there's anything on the sheet?
So there are mediums out there that someone who wanted to go to our website and view those documents are able to use, like a Google translation for whichever
Grab it
language
all and.
they chose, and it can translate for them. And at this time, with that expense and the amount of codes to do the translations and then consider which languages and how many, could be a very spendy process for us. And there is a median out there for them to use for that. If someone called and needed help or assistance with that, we could help them in that manner. I don't know if that amount of money for just one code is feasible for us, because it can add up really fast.
But is the medium such as Google Translate, is that accepted by the state requirements for translation? Is that accepted? Because I've used it for Japanese, Spanish, and Vietnamese.
Yeah.
And it does not translate very well.
It's not, you know.
So the billing policy and those kind of things will have to be translated, like Melina said, in the different languages. We're gonna have to get those done. But the water code, all that kind of stuff doesn't legally.
Policies can be translated, they're not that many pages, but when you're talking about a fire code or water code,
Dozens of pages.
it's 66 pages.
Right.
That can get
We're all in the wrong business.
rather expensive to translate English.
And were we just looking at Spanish, or were we looking at the 5 that the state was requiring?
I think it was just in general Tamara did the research on it, but it was primarily Spanish, but any translation was just like $17.50 per page.
All these places wanted to give me a quote, so I had to send them what I had, and then they quoted it to me. They all want the document.
Have we inquired with other agencies to see who they use or how they're translating their documents?
Not yet.
We can do that.
So you guys ask them, maybe ask them, you know, they probably have a ton of stuff.
We'll check with that.
Giant bureaucracy.
In that vein, would it be possibly cheaper to have a bilingual staff member that does the translation? Does anyone need it?
We do have a bilingual staff member, but this type of work, and we spoke to her, and it's a little over her ability, for especially
At the time,
that amount of information. Small 1 paragraphs or a page, we're able to do, but the comfort of doing a whole entire code and with the level of accuracy it needs to be, it's not
There's
comfortable.
probably specific grammar too that has to be a certain way.
Yeah,
Right.
they want to translate into slang.
True, and there's different dialects, so it was asked, and I understand and appreciate her opinion, saying that it was something that she wasn't comfortable with. So we will look into that, and we'll come back with more information on it. Meetings in the park was on Sunday, and they were looking for ideas for any community ideas for improvement in the park. Myself, I did not attend. I don't know anybody in the district that was able to attend on Sunday. So I don't know if anybody here did that could comment on it, but that's one of the things that they did. Laverne, if you did, would you like to, did you attend the meeting in the park? Is there anything you could add for us?
how it went.
Probably not a lot, other than it's a beginning meeting. They have a lot of money out there from the state to apply for grants. They can get a pretty big grant here in San Miguel, provided it's on, again, park land that they own now, or adjoining it. So it would be a chance to add a parcel if they can get the guy to sell it.
Take a look,
But
fix the leak.
But they have, no matching funds required in this grant, which is a big plus for them. And, so they were just getting initial input from people and ideas, and they'll have, I think it's June 9th, somewhere around there, their next meeting to get more input from more people. They're just getting ideas together so they know what to do in terms of moving forward. But if
Okay.
I think like they've got like $800 million at the state
Yeah.
for that,
Holy hell.
and they could get about,
Does our park need a fire truck?
yeah. So there's a lot of money available if they can get the right pieces together to make some improvements. So there were a number of suggestions given, and so somebody might want to go and give some other input.
Okay, thank you.
Was there anything, on the computer wise that you can send, suggestions, after they mentioned anything like that? Or just these
I can
meetings?
find out from Elizabeth,
Okay.
but I know next time they're gonna start, you know, like with the maps, they've done this before.
Yeah.
Anthony's familiar with that, I know. And they have little pieces of, you know, what the, say, skate park area would look like, or the basketball court or whatever. And they can place it and kind of design it, it's just kind of like a puzzle of
Sure.
where to add what.
Okay.
And that's what they're gonna be looking at, but, I think they're open to more ideas.
Okay.
And there's pretty comprehensive things they came up with, a lot of discussion about utilizing the library, jail gone, more space, and better, facility there for a community building
Okay.
that's, more accessible to everybody.
They're talking about removing the jail.
They're talking about, yeah, just getting rid of it, just a cement storage room.
That was June 6th.
I think it's the
We'll look
ninth,
it up.
I have the
ninth?
date at home, but
It's a
yeah.
Sunday.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you, Lauren.
Can I ask
Thank
one
you.
question for Ms. Bachman, since you were there at that meeting? Is the county planning on addressing any of its deficiencies it's identified in the resource management study that's done?
What kind of deficiencies are we talking about?
They have like a 30-page document, so that